All right, so if you're looking for love and having trouble finding it in Vancouver, you're not alone. The right tools, Cupid could be smiling on you, and in no time, you will have the love of your life next to you. Here's Paddi Rice from Executive Search Dating. He's here with the Vancouver Dating Quiz to help you find your perfect match. Good to see you, Paddi. Welcome back to the show.
Always a pleasure, Amir. Thank you.
So let's talk about the quiz in broad strokes, and then we'll get into the specifics of the questions you asked and the answers you received.
Sure. I think in Vancouver, probably more than any other city in North America, there's so many misperceptions out there about dating.
Okay.
And I actually think it's something that we should try to overcome in Vancouver, because I think it's actually not as bad of a dating market as people seem to think it is. So we'll see how people do in the quiz.
Absolutely. Before we do that, let's take a listen and look at what people said to us when we took our cameras to the street. And I guess this is sort of a compilation of some complaints. So let's listen to the complaints, and then we'll address them in a second. So take a look.
It seems like people have different priorities, I guess. Everyone's trying to work their way up in the corporate world or doing different things in school, and everyone's too busy to really take the time and actually go date someone.
I've heard that it's very hard, that people are very closed off.
A lot of friends are on Plenty of Fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So online?
Yeah, I find that's like, if you're in your mid-20s, that's the way to go. It's not a very, it's a very cliquey city to get around in. So you either have to know a friend or go online, I think.
Oh, okay. Interesting response there. And by the way, this quiz, we're looking at people who aren't just in their 20s, people who are later in their lives, you know, in the 30s, 40s, and also maybe going through their second go-around after maybe being in a relationship or being married and whatnot. So, with that regard, that's kind of like what you were saying. We have this perception of being a cliquey or cliquey city.
Well, I think what we have in Vancouver is what I call the vicious cycle of Vancouver dating. I think that we're also convinced that you can't meet new people in Vancouver, that nobody's making the effort to get out there and meet new people, and as a result, that sort of feeds into this perception.
Becomes a cycle.
But, you know, I think that there's some easy ways to overcome that, so let's talk about those.
Let's go to the first question. What's the most effective way of meeting someone new in Vancouver? There's a question.
Survey says.
Yes. At a bar or online dating is the first answer, right?
That's one potential answer, yeah.
And you take us through it?
Yeah. No, B would be through work, family, or friends.
Okay.
C, approaching someone new and saying hello, pretty old school. And D, crossing your fingers and or through prayers.
I mean, I'm laughing at it, but I mean, that's something that people get to a point where they just, they say, you know, that's what I want to go for. Okay, so let's reveal the answer then.
The answer is C, approaching someone new and saying hello.
Oh.
Now, I know what people out there are saying. This is the most old school of all potential. I actually think in Vancouver, this is the single biggest opportunity for single people of all ages in Vancouver. Basically getting out there, and the key thing here is just meeting new people. Don't think about it when you're going out and meeting your perfect someone, because that gets you very stressed out.
You've said this before, Paddi. Start out with a simple friendship, if anything, an acquaintance.
Conversational momentum. Start introducing yourself to somebody. They may know somebody who's your perfect match.
All right, let's get the next question. What is the best spot in Vancouver to meet singles? So the options are A, the seawall, B, Stanley Park, C, Granville Island, and D, all of the above. Paddi?
The answer is actually D, all of the above. And this feeds into what we've been talking about as well. Really, the location means a lot less than your attitude. If you've got a friendly attitude, that really is the best approach line out there. Look at getting out to those places. Do things that you enjoy doing, and don't necessarily, you know, wandering around the seawall by yourself and approaching only single people can be a bit awkward for both parties. Take a same-sex friend. Maybe go out with a couple that you know, and just start engaging in conversation with people that you are around. And as I said, building your own social network in Vancouver, which is something that I don't think we do enough of, for whatever age group you are in, is ultimately going to have the single biggest effect on your dating life.
Next question on the Vancouver Dating Quiz is, what's the biggest complaint from Vancouver singles about the local dating scene? Here are the answers, or the options, I should say. Not enough single men. B, people are unfriendly and don't approach strangers. C, single women travel in large packs and are hard to approach. And D, everyone is gay. Paddi?
I would say, again, it's number B. I think not only do singles complain that people are unfriendly and don't approach strangers, I think even if you look at recent surveys on what people think are the friendliest and unfriendliest cities, unfortunately Vancouver comes out at the bottom of that list. So I honestly think it's the one way that we in Vancouver, we've talked about the vicious cycle of Vancouver dating. I think what we need to start talking about is the virtuous cycle of Vancouver dating. Be positive, meet new people, makes you feel more confident, expands your social network, and also improves your dating life.
All right, so, I mean, great points there, but let's just say, you know, at at first blush, you try to meet new people, you have a positive attitude out there, and I know you hear this at Executive Search Dating, they say, I can't. I have too many rejections. There's too many, people giving me the Heisman, if you will, referring to the college football trophy. What's your response to that?
You know what? Well, I'm going to push back on that a little bit.
Sure.
I definitely think, in some of the intro comments you got from people, you hear a lot of online dating horror stories.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a story where they went on a date and, wait a second, you don't look like George Clooney.
Yeah.
One of those situations. You actually rarely hear stories from people, horror stories about trying to approach somebody new. You rarely hear somebody actually say, I was in a Starbucks and I went up to say somebody and she threw her coffee at me. You hear a lot of people talking about how hard it is to meet new people, but you actually rarely hear people that actually tried to meet somebody new and got shot down or embarrassed. I mean, we are Canadians in the end, so we're polite if nothing else.
We are. And I guess it's that list of expectations you go in with. As you say, if you go in with that shopping list going, okay, this is my life partner, and now you've got to check all these boxes, that's where you've lost before you've even begun. Correct?
Yeah, dating and interviewing need to be totally different things. Really, what I encourage people to do is when you go out, listen, the famous matchmaker Bob Dylan once wrote, when you've got nothing to lose.
Right.
If you're a single person, what have you got to lose to go up to somebody new and say hello? Whether they're single or not, married people have single friends too.
Right. There you go. Good to see you, Paddi. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. For more information about Paddi or the Vancouver dating quiz that we just talked about, just go to our website, ctvmorninglive.ca. And we're also interested in hearing about what you have to say about the Vancouver dating quiz or your experiences. Just go to our website, our Facebook page at CTV Morning Live, or our Twitter handle as well. Here's Ann with the latest